are now listening to the Read In podcast with Greer
and Stephanie.
Thank you for tuning in today. So how are you doing today, Stephanie?
I'm doing fairly well. The semester has started. The stress has started to flow, and yeah, a lot of y'all will understand my pain.
Right. The semester has started, and the semester looks crazy this year. Like, some of our classes are in person, some of our classes are online. Like, it's an adjustment for sure. To have lecture completely on the screen, I think.
Yeah, this is really new to me. I honestly thought online classes would be just as easy. Like, okay, online classes ain't nothing. But it's not what I expected. I'm thinking that I feel like I got PTSD because I'm thinking that I got something to turn in almost every other day. I could be done, and I'm thinking that I haven't completed something.
Man,
I'm ready for it to be over with already.
Cause like I think I get anxiety when I'm like sitting down and I'm like, I feel like I should be doing something. What should I be doing? Something should be done.
And it's already done, but you feel like Canvas that uploaded something itself and said, nah, you got something else to do.
Right.
You can't relax right now.
So, in recent news, we had the inauguration of Joseph Biden and Madam Vice President Kamala Harris.
And you better put some respect on her name.
Yes, that is Madam Vice President.
Madam Vice President. Okay,
first of her kind. Huh. So, did you get a chance to watch a little bit of it?
I got a chance to watch some of it. During that day, I was on set working on my first feature film. I was an assistant camera woman operator for a film, but during like our breaks, we did have the TVs on, and I was watching some of it. I was able to see her get sworn in, and I was like, "Oh my God, look at sis, go sis!" I was so happy, like just seeing it.
I don't think y'all caught what Stephanie said. She said she was booked and busy, so she couldn't watch the inauguration in its entirety, but she did see history being made.
I saw history being made. I don't care, period. I had to see that.
Man, it was a moving experience to watch. I watched pretty much all day. I was at work watching. Like, wow. It was moving. I know I watched my mom watch the inauguration of President Obama, and it was definitely a life-changing experience to witness or be a part of that history. Because when he got elected, I was voting for the first time, so wow. I was part of that history. Dang, that made me feel old. But anyway, wow. Watching it this time to see a woman of color being sworn in as the first female vice president, I think that it was very moving. I was like crying, and I was like, why am I crying? But I was like, this is history. Like, it was huge.
And they put hashtag when Obama was being sworn in, they put it as capital HIStory as history, and you saw they did hashtag HERstory, and I was like, you know what, I love y'all, I love it. Yes. Make this history her story. I love it.
Yes.
And I guess like when Obama first got his inauguration for presidency, I was in 8th grade, and I was like, it was kind of interesting seeing like, okay, it's a black president going to the White House, and I don't think like we really understood. Like, we knew, okay, yeah, this is the first black president, but now we're older and we're seeing a black woman going into the White House to have this big of a role that you would see an older white man take. That is, we can take on anything.
Exactly. We
That
can do
lets you know.
anything as a people. And I don't feel like those who came before us, I think they would be celebrating with us. Like, they would be celebrating all of the wins. They would be overjoyed if they could see how far we've come, because we have come this far by faith. Leaning on the Lord. Okay, sorry. But I'm really curious to see what Biden and Harris have planned for our country in the next 4 years. Like, everyone is putting a lot on Biden's back right now because our country is in shambles.
Yeah, he's really having to clean up the mess.
Yeah.
That old dude, I ain't gonna call him his name, but old dude has done. So he's having to clean up that mess, and on top of doing what he promised to us. So I can already imagine how he's feeling right now. I know this is stressful, and you still got old dudes, followers, trying to sabotage him. You seen that some lady, they already trying to impeach him. For what reason? They can't even give a reason to impeach him.
I mean, he's been in office for what, a week? Like, and I just think that so many people, like, everything is fueled by hate. So I think that so many people are just finding a reason to be mad. Like, okay, but give us a valid reason to be mad. We have a valid reason to be mad.
We had a valid reason to riot and protest because an innocent black man was killed by a police officer. We had valid reasons.
One of many.
And I would feel like, we're tired of seeing a father, a son, a brother, an uncle, a cousin, a best friend die for no reason. And people want to say, oh, well, why are we always so angry? Why are we always wanting to protest? This is our reason.
Right.
But y'all, well, I ain't gonna say y'all, but they get mad and riot and say they want to do a revolution because y'all didn't get reelected to be president again. That's not a good reason.
But you want to make America great again, but America was founded on democracy, and democracy means that we have the right to choose who our next president is, and if he lost, he lost. Take your L in peace.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Just take your L and go on to whatever.
Do you think that with Biden and Harris being in office now, that there is a chance that we'll kind of start uniting America again?
Yes, I do believe that there will be unity. I feel like people are being more open-minded now. They're starting to see, well, yes, Black lives do matter. Love does win. You shouldn't judge anybody of their skin color, their sexuality, or anything like that. Like some years ago, they were shunned upon, but now it's like we have this new generation that's like, no, that's not right. How my grandparents or my parents, they taught me, that's not right. So now the new generation, they're starting to have a voice for themselves. Like, I'm seeing, like, you look on TikTok, I'm seeing teenagers, white teenagers that are 16, 17 that are arguing with their parents because they're Trump supporters or they don't believe in gay pride, but they do. They're starting to see, well, no, you have hatred. We can see that hate is being taught. It's not, that is something that's being taught. Racism is being taught. It's not something that you are born with. So that is, I believe there is a lot of unity. I believe that the new generation are starting to open up their eyes to see that what is right and what is wrong, and they're able to have that voice, and they're not afraid to let it to shout and scream and say that's not right.
Right.
And I love it.
And like me and my mom were talking about this subject. She was telling me how like my grandparents you know, they were in the trenches fighting for our rights. And it seems as if like her generation kind of got complacent. They saw the things happening. It's just like, oh well, the schools are segregated. No, well, not segregated anymore. Like, you know, we have done enough. And then us, we are like, nah, enough is enough. Like, we've been quiet for too long. It's time for change. And we gon' get it one way or another. No justice, no peace. It wasn't until George Floyd was killed, murdered, and Breonna Taylor were murdered that the world started paying attention. Because we said enough is enough. And so, you know, I think that it's going to take a lot to start uniting America again. But having a woman of color in the vice president position, I think it's a good start. And having someone like Joe Biden, who is putting a lot of people of color in high positions, in his cabinet even, I think that's change. And not to mention the Senate and the Congress being like almost Democrat now.
Oh yeah.
Like we making change.
We about to make some change. And you know, one thing that I saw was that Joe Biden, and it got so much hate. Joe Biden put a trans woman in his cabinet. And I was like, you know, congratulations, yes, but the people wasn't for that.
No.
Like, for what? Like, everybody should have equal rights. I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
This is 2021.
People do
this
not
is
like
we're
different.
changing.
It's just people don't like different. I don't understand it. I will never understand why people just don't like different. It just blows my mind. But Madam Vice President is from Howard University.
Ow.
HU stand up.
Ow.
She is from a HBCU. So I'm wondering, with her being in that position and from a HBCU, will HBCUs start booming now? Do kids still say booming?
Start getting lit, I guess.
Are they gonna start doing numbers? Like, I know. Well, okay. So my dad is he graduated from HBCU. He went to Alabama A&M. He went to Stillman College. My brother went to Alabama A&M, and I'm going to Stillman. So HBCUs run very deep in my blood. So I grew up expecting to go to a HBCU. Everybody doesn't have that. So I'm just curious that now that, you know, little Black children see that, hey, she got to where she was and she has a Black education. So I'm really curious, like, will that start picking up numbers?
I really hope so, because I hate that people down HBCU saying that, oh, HBCU is not going to prepare you for the real world.
Standing that financial aid line, you gonna find out what the real world look like.
I mean, look, that financial aid may be long. That business office line may be long. The food in the cafe may be bad. The lawn, the grass is gonna stay cut. I don't care what nobody say. The grass is gonna stay cut. Mm-hmm. But I just hate for when people say that, oh, a HBCU isn't gonna prepare you for the real world. They can't do nothing for you. I went to a PWI, and compared a PWI with an HBCU, I feel like I'm more prepared than I ever was at a HBCU than a PWI. Mm-hmm. And that's just my opinion. And I feel like a lot of people that went to an HBCU, they say the same thing. HBCU, they're going to nurture you like you back at home.
Right. And like that's one thing that I really value about coming to a HBCU, because I went to a PWI my freshman year, mm-hmm. and I felt like I was a number. Mm-hmm. I felt like it didn't matter if I succeeded or if I failed. Mm-hmm. Then I came to Stillman, and I have professors sending me emails. I ain't seen you in class today. Like, are you okay? Like, I have professors who weren't afraid to pull up on me.
Oh, cause they will pull up and knock on your door and be like, "What you doing in bed? What are you doing?"
Because they care.
They care.
Now they can only do so much if you're not trying to care yourself. Mm-hmm. But I will say it's a wonderful experience to come and have people care and teach you valuable lessons and really prepare you for the world, because it's like they're gonna get you internships. They know exactly what you want to do, what your goal is in life, and they're gonna get you internships to gear you and get you ready for those positions, because at the end of the day, we're the best recruitment. Coming out of a HBCU and being successful shows people, hey, I can go to Stillman. Look at there. Look, they actually producing greatness over there at Stillman. And I'm just saying.
It is. I just hate that we're not getting a lot of recognition, how we really need to. But it's gonna pick up.
It's gonna pick up.
I mean, we starting to. Our garden was a little demolished and ruined, but those flowers are coming right on back up.
I agree. So thus far, since you said that Stillman is preparing you for, your life lessons, what about your college experience has been like one of your highlights thus far? I mean, other than working on a movie, because like, wow.
Oh gosh.
Everybody can't say they did that.
I know. That was a great experience. That's one thing I could say that Stillman College has really prepared me for. I know at other schools, they may have good journalism and mass media programs, but Stillman, they done prepared me and molded me into, I can say, to the woman that I am right now. I am a senior. I will be walking May 1st, 2021. I dropped out of college twice when I first got out of high school, and it wasn't even like past the first semester of my freshman year. That's when I just no. But being that I made it this far and I haven't stopped yet, it's been times that I got depressed and I was like, you know what, I don't even want to go to class today. But some was like, girl, if you don't get out this bed and go, I got out the bed and I went, and I was able to work on a movie. And then after that movie, having my professor telling me that, oh, we got other producers looking at you. And me, Stephanie, what? Okay. But another thing that I could say that besides that, another highlight would be joining, I would say, the best sorority ever, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I always wanted to be a Zeta. Growing up in a small town, you don't see Zetas. Only thing that I really saw in my town was AKAs and Deltas. I didn't know anything about Zetas or anything, so I'm thinking, or HBCUs to be exact. I only thought the only HBCU was Alabama State and A&M. And so getting into my senior year of high school and being able to see, oh, that's an HBCU, this is an HBCU, and then, okay, this is a sorority. I like them. And then looking at the requirements of what I have to do, like you have to be a sophomore, you have to be at a 4-year college. I was like, okay, well, I'm never going to go back to college. But when I stepped foot at Stillman and just taking that tour, and then all of a sudden we going on Greek Road, and I look to my left and I see the Zeta Stone, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my chance right here. There you go, here you go. And then being able to being picked and becoming a Zeta, that was, I feel like all my dreams that came true right then and there. I'm like, okay, I wanted to be a Zeta, and I wanted to get my degree. And so I'm going to get my last little goal right here, get my degree, 4 months away. Just got to hold on. That's just.
You almost there.
Almost there.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
Right there. That light shining bright too. So, what was the highlight for you?
Whew. Girl. So many. My college experience has been lit. See, a lot of people don't know, like, Stephannie and I have seen 2 different Stillman colleges, I should say. I have seen the rise of Stillman. I have seen it at its peak. I have seen, all of the good things and the great things that Stillman can be. So my greatest experience would probably be being able to party with your connects. So this is the thing. This is why I say this. So I know so many great people in great positions that will be able to, like, help me in life. But let's be clear. I have seen them party, and it's a fun experience to know that, like, they're people too. Like, a lot of times when we get into our professional settings, we forget that, who we were or who we can be. Like, we gotta stop taking ourselves so seriously. Hear me, people of color. We have got to stop taking ourselves so seriously. If God has it for you, it's gonna be for you. But we also have to calm down, because high blood pressure, high cholesterol is crazy in our community, because we stress about the things that we can't control. All right, I'm off my soapbox now. Health is important to me. I need to see us making it past 55. Like, because there's too many of us that's just like,
just falling off the face of the earth.
Yes, because
like, we need black people. We need you.
Right.
Black men. We
Stay
need
off
you.
of the fried chicken.
I mean,
it's hard. I know it's hard, because I love me some fried chicken.
Today Thursday, they had fried chicken. But I was good. I went over there to the baked chicken side. I was like,
Yes, but the fried chicken be so good. But everything in grease. Why we gotta put so much grease on everything?
It tastes better.
It does. It does taste better, but it's not necessarily healthy for you. So that was our health tip of the day.
We made a little health tip segment.
But I love that, Stephannie. I love that you talked about your sorority, because you said it's the greatest sorority. I just have to pinpoint mine. The last created but the best designed, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated.
All right then, Sister Greek.
Yes, ma'am. I am a prancing poodle. I sure look good in blue and gold.
When you cross?
Spring 13. I was the deuce dog, tiny tail.
Oh, so it was only 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I was spring 19 solo.
Yeah, I'm old. You made me sound old. You done told our listeners that I'm old, but it's all good though.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Spring. Oh, you was a solo.
I was a solo, just by myself, just.
So Greek,
just right there.
You know, I want to say that Greek life is an experience in itself. It sure is. But for those who are listening who want to come to an HBCU, there is so much more to experience than Greek life. Not Greek life be jumping too. No, especially here at Stillman College, non-Greek life is abundant. But Greek life is not all HBCUs have to offer, because I've noticed, like, even with Madam Vice President, that's all they've been talking about. Oh, she went to HBCU and she pledged AKA. Wonderful. What else did she do? I can't even tell you what Madam Vice President majored in, because we know she was an AKA though. Do you know?
No, I don't.
Oh,
that is something that we should have did just research on, but yeah, but still. Yeah, but they did, water. I feel like they watered everything else down of what she did, and just put on a pedestal. Oh, she went to a HBCU and she Greek.
Right. And so, like, now I understand, like, Howard is probably going to get a lot of applications after that, which is great. But there are other HBCUs. There's a nation full of them. There's also HBCUs in the Caribbean, So there are other HBCUs out there. So I really want people to do your research. But I mean, there's a lot of HBCUs in Alabama alone. So that's something that's worth being looked at,
And another thing, if anybody is trying to go Greek, one thing I'm gonna say, there is no such thing as Greek beef. I hate when people say, oh, like, people that aren't Greek, they be like, oh, y'all don't like each other, do it. Who said I didn't like her? Like, I don't even know her. Every time I see it's anybody else that's in another sorority, hey, Sister Greek, I'm not just gonna look past you and give you this snare and be like, like that. No. Hey, Sister Greek, how you doing? And going on about my day. It's no such thing as Greek beef. You can hear the chants that we sing and all that. They're just for show. They're just to get the crowd started and get everybody lit and hype. But as soon as we get done scrolling, as soon as we get done performing or anything, as soon as we walk on this stage, I got friends that are AKAs. I got friends that are Deltas. I got friends that are SG Rows. And as soon as the letters come off, even with the letters on, we as close as we want to be.
Right.
So no, it's no such thing as no Greek beef. That's just
no. It's false. It's
false info.
It's a folk myth.
Yeah, old myth.
Yeah, that's not real. But I'm really interested, like, to see how, like, because the HBC experience has been a little watered down here lately because of COVID. Because, like, think about it, HBCUs are known for their homecomings. Like, homecomings be lit. So our homecoming is going to be virtual, like, down to the step show, the Greek step show, non-Greek step show. All of that is going to be virtual. So that in itself is going to be kind of different. I know that we've been making adjustments on our everyday life, but, like, talking about our HBCU experience for the freshmen who would be like, oh man, I'm going to HBCU, homecoming gonna be lit. So how do you really feel that homecoming is gonna go? Like,
because it's kind of crazy that you think about our homecoming is in the spring semester, since we don't have a football team. It's in the spring semester, so it's take place in February. And just to think about last year homecoming, how so close COVID was, like 3 weeks after homecoming, we on quarantine. everything is shut down. Like, just think about, like, it hasn't even been a whole month since we had homecoming.
Right.
And this happens. Like, it was, like, that close. So, thinking, like, oh, wow, we're going to have a virtual homecoming. I mean, this is, I know it's going to be a success.
It's going to be a success.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be different.
It's going to be very different.
Just like I said earlier, people are afraid of different. But the only way you can make different, like, a norm is to support. So go out and support Stillman's homecoming or anybody's homecoming that you know is virtual. Because there are people who are working their tails off, blood, sweat, and probably a couple of tears to make sure that this goes off successful. So the least we can do is support. And so be on the lookout for any information about our homecoming coming up. Our next show is coming in. It's gonna be one y'all don't want to miss. So with that being said, we're gonna have a relationship segment on our next show. So please send in your questions.
You know we gotta talk about black love.
Black love.
I love some black love.
Yes, for sure. Not, interracial love is cool or whatever, but black love, nothing tops it. So send in your questions to our Facebook page, and you can follow us on Facebook at Stillman College Magnolia Campus Media, and on IG at SC Magnolia Campus Media. You can send them on either one of those platforms. We will get them, and we will be glad to talk about them. So, until next time,
this is Stephanie.
And this is Greer. Y'all have a good one.
And thank you for listening to the Reading Podcast.